And actually, let me see if I can do this. No, it's not giving. Come on. All right, so I guess, I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out.
What's that? The live deal?
Yeah, for YouTube.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. LP3 starts here and then goes over this way. And then they were saying that there was some deformation on L5, which is over here. But I haven't been able to find the other area for LP5. And then LP2, I guess there was landslides, but that's kind of hard to figure out because literally LP2 runs on the outskirts of the entire island. So like all this, like literally this line all the way around is pretty much like LP2.
Yeah.
So there's no telling exactly where those landslides were occurring.
Where's that volcano?
So
like
right here, this is the volcano right here that's erupting. This is it right here.
What's the outline of the cave off that was predicted?
Actually, I think it's from here, this line right here.
That's what I thought.
Down through this way.
Yeah.
So, and that's where LP3 is, because there's one part of it right there, LP3, you see it, and that's where the uplift is occurring.
Right. So the deformation's right where it would need to be to
right
off the island. That's exactly where it need to be.
Because if you look, like right here is where LP3 starts. And then it goes over this way. So literally this is the piece that is having the deformation that would need to start the break off. Right. Because I think once this breaks, the other part would have no problem because it's such a smaller piece of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and once it would start separating from the top half, it would just start rolling.
Right.
I mean, that's just what seems logical.
And then here's the Illuminati card about it. Talk about predictive programming. There's the tidal wave.
Yeah.
And then let me see,
wasn't that Illuminati cards or like a card game or something?
Yeah.
I saw something about that today.
Yeah. Well, you know, they tell us everything. And then New York Prepper did this video.
I can't hear it on my end.
And really?
The surface?
Yeah, there are 5 bomb charges to evaporate the water quicker in there. For I guess for some reason that would dry it out real fast and make it slide. And then they're talking about a wave of 200 meters high from that.
Yeah.
And then, come on. No, I don't want that. Get off of there. Trying to find. Actually, let me pull up the volcano discovery.
So what was up with that 5 bomb charges?
That's basically how they would blow the island, is through those bomb charges. And it would evaporate the water in underneath there so fast that it would just make the land crumble and fall apart.
So he's saying if they was gonna do that, but there's no proof that there is any bomb charges, right?
Well, when them pictures of them grids, I'm sorry, but that grid formation is not, that's not normal.
Yeah. But we don't know the bombs are there. We're just assuming that if they was gonna do it, that's how they'd go about
That's
it.
how they would have to do it.
Because like I said, there was that president of one of the islands next to La Palma was wanting to use bombs and talk about them needing to tell us what they're going to do. That would be a
Right.
clue. So maybe they'll be like, oh, we're going to use bombs to try to help this. And because they put out oil fires that way, so everybody would probably they'd bite on that. They'd go ahead and believe that.
Oh, definitely.
And they would turn around and just use those bombs and just, a few days later, maybe, or however long it'd take, it'd pop off the island and off into the ocean.
And then this, you know what, maybe you didn't hear the sound because I wasn't actually screen sharing that. I think every page you go to, you have to hit the screen share thing. So maybe that's why you didn't hear it. I don't know. This says the rapid mapping team of the Copernicus project released the 34th update on the map of the area covered by new lava, totaling now 908.2 hectares as of October 26 at 7:08. The good news is that the larger lava field is the more likely it is that new lava will rather be added on top of it instead of covering new areas. In fact, the activity at the side of the lava flow field has slowed down. Only about 1.9 hectares were covered by new lava flow and no new buildings damaged during a 24-hour interval. Says the activity at the vents has strongly increased this morning. Tall lava fountains reported up to 600 meters tall rise from the main vent, while others produce dense ash and lava spattering. Lava can also be seen flowing on the surface away from the cone. And I guess this is a video from.
Yeah. That's what it's been doing. So.
That looks pretty intense.
Yeah.
Looks like a blowtorch.
Yeah, definitely.
It says this seems to correlate with an increase of earthquakes in the past 24 hours. After having been reduced in the numbers yesterday, there were 4 quakes between magnitude 4.0 and 4.7 alone, in addition to 130 ones at magnitude around 2.5 to 3.9. One of the magnitude 4 quakes occurred early this morning at shallow depth of 13 kilometers, which is thought to be the main reservoir of the magma before it rises to the vents. Quakes precede phases of intensification. It seems that such upticks of quake activity precedes phases with increased lava supply several hours later. This might fit into the following model. First, magma pressure at depth increases either by surges from new magma arriving there or from temporary blockages in the paths above, preventing a sufficient release of it at the eruption. Then the pressure on the surrounding rocks create new cracks and paths. So to me, that's telling me that the island is cracking.
Right. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
And it says which shows up as quakes. So you mean to tell me the island's cracking, but it's showing up as a quake?
Well, that is a quake. I mean, that's pretty much the definition.
So then
So
it says the magma then rises through new and existing conduits until it reaches the surface hours later.
yikes. Wow. And it's
So,
like I was telling you before, I think it's gonna go off on a certain date. I don't, the way they work all these, the
right,
black magic and all that, it's just like 9/11. It had to happen on 9/11. It couldn't have been on 9/10 or,
right. And then
9/9.
November 5th is National Tsunami Day.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had that countdown date of 11/11 that keeps popping up different places.
Right.
Like on Official McAfee. What was the other ones? Popped up on an Official McAfee. It popped up in some document.
Oh, that was the EO order.
Yeah, exactly.
From Trump that said 11/11/21.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's two of the same date. And that executive order, I was trying to remember, like, from what we could tell from it, it was hard to, people are saying that it's, what is it? That it's, that it stops the shipping in case of fraud,
Right.
So, but I have not found anything yet, just reading on it that says that, but I
That
have,
correlates with, well,
but it did have to do with China,
right,
that executive order. It did have to do with China.
right. I would think that, with the interference from that, I think that's what the executive order said, if there was any interference with that from foreign countries.
Yeah, and well, it was, now this one was it was anyone who was pretty much in bed with any kind of I want to say military aspect or industry that could fund, help military in
Right,
China.
right.
But I was trying to remember which EO that was. I want to specifically say which one it was. Oh man, that's not the right one. That way, if anybody wants to look it up. I know I sent that to you.
Yeah, you did.
I'm overlooking it, maybe. Here, maybe this is it. I'm not seeing it on this one. It's a different one too.
I think it was like 13.
It was 13 and there was 9 in there somewhere, I'm thinking. Third time's charm. Let's see, it's Executive Order 13/959. And that was of November 12th, 2020. And it goes into effect November 11th, 2021.
Right.
And so that was kind of strange. And it coincided with the McAfee date that they've been throwing around of 11/11/21. And there's no real explanation on what's supposed to go on that day, according to the McAfee site on television.
Yeah, we're going to have to dig into that McAfee site. I don't know if you know about the gematria and how it coincides with that, but McAfee used a lot of gematria, and we got to decode things by using the gematria, because I believe he said that in one of his posts.
Yeah, I'm aware of gematria and how all that works, but I've messed with it a little bit when it first came out, but I just never did want to get too serious about it. But I don't know. I wonder if negative 48 or somebody has talked about that specific subject in the court, having to do with that date.
Right.
Or La Palma or anything.
But it's just strange that all of a sudden, 107 is showing his face now.
Yeah, that's strange too, because that seems like things are increasing.
Right. So
who he says he is.
Right. Him being at that conference, and what was that, Las Vegas? Was that Las Vegas?
Yeah. Was the Patriot Double Down or something?
Yeah, I think so. And then Jim Caviezel was there.
Yeah. he gave a real good speech. Everybody is talking about that. Everybody
Yeah,
is.
I did. I watched a nice little chunk of that. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And they are gonna, I guess, let that movie come out.
Did they give a date?
I didn't listen. I don't think I listened to it long enough. But it was supposed to come out by the end of this year.
Well, that's not far away, at least. It's supposed to be in the beginning of last year or beginning of this year.
Right. But the powers that be kept stopping it from coming out.
Right. Yeah. It must be one hell of a movie. I cannot wait to see it.
I'm wondering, what they're what's in there that they don't want to come out.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be really that crazy, honestly.
Unless it's too revealing and it's
Well, I
gonna
mean, we all know
tie
that
certain people to it.
we all know that there's human trafficking in Haiti,
Right.
so it'd have to be something deeper than that. I would think it maybe linked to
That's what I'm thinking, and especially now with this Durham report, all these people lead the Clintons. So there's something about the tip. There's a tipping point coming.
Not to mention the whole thing with Durham. He just had arrested Sussman.
Right.
He was out. He supposedly had a plea, like a plea bargain type of thing. But
yes.
Also seen something about, I don't know if it was him or not, but somebody was pleading not guilty. And I think it was him. I think it was him. Guilty.
Yeah, I think it was him pleading not guilty to it.
Yeah, so that means that he's probably talked, because if he's not guilty, somebody's guilty.
Right. Somebody's singing like a canary, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it seems like it. And supposedly, I've not verified it, but Durham put out more subpoenas today. What's today? 27th, October 27th?
Yeah.
So, if that's true, and I would assume it would be, because this is, a whole nother, just a huge investigation. So it's going to be a wild ride. If we're lucky, some things will go through quick, but so far we have not been lucky in the last year or two.
Well, it seems to be about every 2 weeks that something comes out from Durham. I was looking this up last night, and it seems about every 2 weeks something comes out about Durham.
So finally popped his head out.
Garland hopes as much as possible of Durham report will be public. That's from CNN. Durham to call former FBI General Counsel James Baker to testify in the case of the former Clinton campaign. I'm not seeing anything from today other than that Garland saying he hopes as much as possible of the Durham report will be public.
Did you hear anything about that Shiba Inu by any chance?
So Coinbase was down today.
Well, from what I understand, I think Shiba Inu went up.
That's what I'm understanding, but because somebody was saying that there were comments left under the down detector where you can see things that are going down, and he was like, I just put some money in there, and he was like, I didn't have any problem with it going through. So,
well, I don't know exactly where it goes, but my source, I gave $100 to the Shiba Inu thing just for funds, funsies. And it says, we bought $600. If I read it right, it has grown to $3,000. You want your $100 back? Do you want your $100 back? Of course, I'm just like, let it ride, because I don't care.
Right.
But if that's true, I guess that would mean that he put in 500, I put in 100. And so on his 500, it's gone to $3,000, or on that 600.
Right.
So if that's true, that's pretty good news for some people.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how true it is. So if that was the case, how much would that mean he's giving me? It's not going to be, he's going to have like, he's probably going to be giving me like, I don't know, a few $100 or something, huh? He's on pocket like $2,500 or something, probably.
Probably, yeah.
That's pretty good. But anyway, did you
Right.
did you hear about that Biden, I guess, had a speech, I'm assuming today or yesterday, and people were there chanting, "We love Trump"?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
It was awkward. At least it wasn't "Let's go Brandon," I guess.
Well, they could have been chanting that too. Who knows? Maybe that's
Yeah.
what they wanted to. Who knows?
I think I found that on Twitter. I can send it to you.
Do you have that thing about La Palma about them talking about putting a bomb on there and you can screen share it?
I think I already sent it to you. I want to say. Let's see. Oh, I know. I would have sent that to you. Yeah. It's the last thing I sent to you on Telegram.
Come on. Quit being slow. Mm. Oh, you sent it on Telegram. I'm thinking Facebook. Dodo. Let's see.
Yeah. So I guess that's the president on one of the other Canary Islands. He's wanting to put some bombs in there to try to, I could probably relieve pressure, I assume. Which sounds like what you was talking about earlier. If they put some bombs down, it could wind up being catastrophic.
All right, let me see.
Or we could just say that they're the experts and it won't mess it up at all.
I was trying to find that one video today from a Professor Derek, but I cannot remember his last name for the life of me. But it was basically saying how the landslide with steam and moisture and all of that, how it could occur.
It makes sense to me. It's like popcorn.
All right, so is this it right here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Politician proposes bombing La Palma volcano as eruptions enter 38th day. What in the world?
Yeah.
As the eruption of the Cumbre Vieja volcano on the Spanish island of La Palma enters its 38th day, a politician from a neighboring island has raised the idea of dropping bombs on it to divert lava flow.
Bull crap. Bull crap. That is not what they have in mind.
No. These flows have caused devastation on La Palma, located in the Canary Islands archipelago off the northwest coast of Africa, destroying hundreds of buildings and laying waste to large tracts of land. Since the eruption began on September 19th, around 7,000 people on the island have had to flee their homes.
Yeah. And, if you look at the overhead, that lava is like coating, it's just coating a huge path. It's not exactly a lava flow that's, yeah, I know there's rivers coming off of it or whatever, but
What?
it looks like, what is it?
What in the world? Hold on.
What's the matter with it? Just because it's showing that telegram?
My computer is saying I'm getting like important security message.
Oh, you're doing something right. You're over the target.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, hey, we might have already talked about this before, but you remember the whole Rusty Shackelford thing?
Yes.
Like it's connected to McAfee. That was his body double, I guess, or something, or another name he used, something. Well, guess who else uses that?
Who?
If I'm not mistaken, Dale from King of the Hill.
Hold on.